You are now listening to a member of the Disney Podcast family. Head over to Disney Podcast Family on Instagram to see all the latest posts for this show and links to other great Disney podcasts.
One little spark of inspiration is at the heart of all creation.
Spark a dream that we're meant to follow.
You're listening to the Extra Magic Hour, brought to you by Walt's Apartment Podcast and the DisInsider. Join the team in the studio as they bring you the spirit of Disney through park news, history, and tips and tricks to make your Disney Parks vacation even more magical.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Extra Magic Hour, where Disney Parks podcast brought to you by DisInsider.com and Getaway Today. We're so excited to get together tonight and talk about some Disney Parks news. It's our amazing Imagineer feature. I can't wait to get into that and talk about the Imagineer. It's the highlight of the show. It's my favorite part of the Extra Magic Hour. I'm so happy to be joined by my other co-hosts here. Lewis is not with us tonight, but back is Breanna. Breanna, how are you?
I'm great. I'm excited. I got to talk parks.
What are you most excited about? Is it the Imagineering feature?
It is the Imagineering feature.
Okay.
I have heard that this one's going to be top.
The craziest ever, the best one ever.
I literally cannot tolerate you guys right now.
So we're also joined by Sam, who cannot tolerate us. Sam, who are you featuring on this amazing, epic Imagineering feature?
I wouldn't say it's the most epic we've ever done. It's a lesser known Imagineer, but it's still important because Shawn doesn't think so. So I'm going to make it more important. But Fred Joerger.
When did I say it wasn't important?
16 minutes ago when we tried recording this podcast and it wasn't working.
Just so you guys understand, we hit record, we talk. Well, the girls talked about, I don't know, hair and the Wednesday
all
dance.
Things important.
Wednesday dance and puppies and
a name worth thingy
things were brought up again because it always happens on any show that Sam was involved with. But we finally started recording 20 minutes into the show, actually recording the podcast. So if you are or want to become a Patreon exclusive member, you can see most of that footage on there. So, but let's join and welcome our third co-host, Nicole. How are you tonight?
Fabulous. I'm so excited.
What are you most excited for? Is it the Imagineering feature?
Obviously.
With the girls.
What's that?
To be here with the girls.
Perfect. Okay, well, I can go. If you guys want, I'll come back at the end.
Yeah, that's fine. Bye, Shawn.
All right. Okay, see you.
Okay, bye. So Sam just removed Shawn from this podcast. So basically, we're here to talk about the Disney parks. So, Breanna, what do you want to talk about tonight with the Disney 100?
Oh, well, what?
Look, Shawn's back.
Shawn's back. All right.
I'll honestly, I'll really go if you guys want to do
No, you've got the main article.
I know, Breanna. Shawn rudely interrupted you.
He did. Although Shawn's article does have to go first, so to introduce the Disney 100, that is what will be a week from the day this episode gets released.
Yeah, week from Friday. The 27th of January. Lots of stuff happening. So
yeah, I realized I work like up until that day. So
but you're going to be down there, right?
I will be.
You'll be there with Lewis?
Yes.
Yeah, Lewis will be there as well. So I'm excited for you guys. I can't wait to hear about. A lot of things came out today that talked about that. I want to get you guys' thoughts on some of this stuff, except Sam, who's on the phone right now, but that's okay. But we'll get your guys' thoughts. It's Disneyland more, so I think Breanna and Cole probably have more thoughts than Sam does on it because it is there. Very exciting. I mean, I was going to talk about it in the other podcast, the live show that we did. there's not many companies that are 100 years old for one. So like, they're going to make this celebration really, really big. I mean, Coca-Cola, UPS, Equifax is actually 100 years old. Harley Davidson's 100 years old. Target and JCPenney are all 100 years, over 100 years old. So I think that's kind of cool.
Target.
Yeah, it was
Target,
something else
really?
before. Yeah, I looked it up because I looked up a list and it said like in 1902 is like a trading outpost or something.
Apparently,
UPS
AMC's like 100 years old, which I don't know how the movie theater is older than a lot of movie studios.
Yeah, and then Boeing as well.
Interesting.
Boeing as well was, because they just made the airplane, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, it's just interesting. And it's very cool that a company like Disney's 100 years old and they're going to celebrate. They're going to kick it off. The main focal point of the celebration is going to be in, they are going to be kicking off in Disneyland. Obviously, it kind of makes sense because Disneyland is what started it all in the parks, and I'm glad they picked Disneyland and not Disney World to do this because of the fact that it is where it started, and you're going to have platinum everywhere. They talked about this at the parks panel. Platinum dripped everywhere, which I think is going to look cool. It's going to be really shiny. It's not going to probably look good from above, but I mean, looking down at an airplane, it's probably really reflective, but it'll be cool. I want to go through some of the things. The biggest thing that's happening is on the same day, January 27th, is that Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway will be opening in the El Capitan Theater in Disneyland Park. Toontown, obviously, as we've talked about on the show, is closed right now, so they're going to open up just this attraction, and it will be the main focus, the main hub ride, the main attraction in Toontown once it completely reopens. It's going to take a lot of people from other spots in the park, which I'm really excited about. I think it's going to free up the park. You're going to jam a lot of people in to that area. But I want to talk about on here is that Lewis was going to be on talk about this, but they're doing a virtual queue for this for one. So you have to basically, I think, confirm your party by 6 a.m. into the Disneyland app. And then at 7 a.m., you can start doing like you did for Rise of the Resistance and try to get that virtual queue. There will be no standby queue at all. Which I think wasn't Rise that way too. There was no standby queue there, right?
No, there was, when it started, there was no standby
virtual
queue.
As well, right?
Yeah, it was all virtual.
Yeah. So you'll be able to do the virtual queue for in the morning, and then there'll be another. Then you have to also, then by noon, you have to confirm your party again, and then try again at 1 o'clock when the park hopping happens. Which park hopping is changing, and on February 4th is going down to 11 o'clock. So obviously, are they not going to do virtual queue that long? Is it going to be just for the first couple days? So going around.
I feel like that's why they moved it. Like they moved it up to 11, so you're going to be in the park to confirm your 12 o'clock for your 1 o'clock.
Well, that's not happening until February 4th. So you have a week still between the 27th and the 4th. So you're going to have that 1 o'clock, I don't think you have to be in the park. I think you just have to be in the app and confirmed with the confirmed park reservation. You can't just right. You can't.
So you don't have to enter the park, because that's a thing that Disneyland usually does, is have you enter.
You have to be there at 6 a.m. because it says you can confirm your party and start at 7 a.m. The park opens at 8.
I mean, that's what I had to do for Rise.
I know. I remember that.
I don't know, because I know Walt Disney World is different, but obviously this is Disneyland. But I was even looking at the article, and I don't see it say either way
that you have to be in the park.
Yeah.
Right. So
it says it's only accessible in the Disneyland app. There will not be a standby, but it does not say. And then it says enrollment times twice.
You have to be there at 6 a.m.
Are they starting where you can do a lightning lane? Are they starting at the very beginning?
I forgot to mention that. So you can purchase a lightning lane, which any idea?
Do we know how much it is?
We don't. I was going to ask what you guys think what the cost will be.
25.
Isn't that the max? 25 is the max?
I think it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think it will be the max, but I
wouldn't be surprised if it's $30. I'm just saying something like that.
Well, if the max is 25, then they're going to have to stop at 25.
They could change everything. They changed the Disney Genie Plus prices too. So it could change. But what do you guys think
charge
about
whatever people are willing to pay?
whatever.
If they think whatever people are willing to pay. If people are willing to pay more, they're going to charge more.
What would be the max?
She said, "What's your max?"
Like, if you were paying for just yourself to get in to that ride,
I'd spend $50.
Yeah,
I would say 40.
Yeah. I would say about $45, $50 for just
if it's
myself.
The first time,
but it's not just myself. Like,
right?
No, it's not. But
yeah, it was like that day. I could potentially see myself paying 40.
Yeah.
I don't think I could go much over. I mean, I know it's going to be a little different than Walt Disney World's, but I have rode Walt Disney World's quite a few times, and I do live local. That I just don't think that I could.
Does it excite you? Is it a fun ride?
It does. I like the ride. I mean, it's not super thrilling or anything, but it's a fun ride. And I'm excited to see the new scenes. I like how it's a train, but it breaks off and there's little different spots. And I feel like there's a section where you go underwater and it's beautiful. It's a 3D, you can look around and you're immersed in every section of it. So they do a really good job with this ride. So even with different sections, I'm assuming the quality is going to be the same. So it's going to be good.
Cole, have you been on it or no at Walt Disney World?
I was on it at Walt Disney World, and the pre-game show, if you will, before you actually go into the ride, that wasn't working.
That was COVID, right?
Yeah. And that I went with, he had said that was a big piece that I was missing,
I've heard
part of the magic, right? But I am not a trackless person. I love the rides, but they're more of an experience. So, I mean, which is the point, but I have to agree with Breanna, that moment that you were underwater, it's nothing you've seen. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you say how much you would spend for Lightning Lane?
I'm with you guys. I would say between 40 and 50.
Yeah.
It's a steep price, but to be there on the opening day and to be able to experience that, by far.
For sure.
By far.
Yeah.
So I did look it up, guys. Sorry. You do. It sounds like you do not have to be in the park for the first entrance, but for the 1 p.m. you do have to have entered the park by that point.
Okay.
Because it just says for 6 a.m. you must have a valid ticket and theme park reservation for Disneyland Park. Confirm your party by 6 and then starting at 7. And
is that how they've done most of them?
Yeah. Well, the other ones you had to be in there.
Yeah,
no,
for Disneyland,
that's what I'm asking. Is you've had to be in the parks by the time of your reservation, right?
Yeah. So even for now, Walt Disney World you can do it they started that a little later, but yeah, Walt Disney World you could do.
And there used
anywhere.
To be that you didn't have to confirm your party an hour before.
Yeah, that's
I don't think you necessarily have to confirm your party. I think they're giving you that window so you can get it set up,
which is kind of nice because that's stressful as hell. Because if you don't have everyone there, if someone's not scanned in, because before you had to be scanned in to the park, and if your sister's not in there, you're like, oh shit, she's on here too, and how do you get her out of the group? And so it's kind of cool that you can confirm the group before. I like that.
Well, and when we go with the Vauquis, with my family best friend, her daughter usually does it. It's her and I who usually go on, and we didn't have to be in the park as of lately. When they were starting those for the virtual queue, we did it at 6 a.m.
Yeah, I remember I've been there a couple of times. There was one time when you had to be in there, and everyone's standing there on Main Street, and everyone's scream or be sad because then they say, "Oh, they're all gone," But I've been there before.
Inside the Starbucks line.
Yep, and I've done it for Web Slingers, where I was at the hotel, and you could do it, and it just, oh, you got it. So it just depends, So it's I like it. I think it's gonna be. It looks cool. I'm excited. I was supposed to be down there. I'm bummed that I can't be there for it, but it's frustrating, but we'll get there. But I'm excited for it. It's going to be really, really cool. I'm excited to see. I'm one that can't wait to see videos. I'll watch videos that night of people that went on it because I want to see their experience. And oh my God, I'm going to look forward to it. I can't, some some people I've watched on YouTube, they say, "Oh yeah, I won't watch it till I go." I'm like, how could you not do that? I'm gonna be watching
the same way.
I'll be watching these fireworks shows Saturday morning. I'll be watching, all of them. We'll be checking them out. But speaking of that, so anything else you guys have on Runaway Railway? Yeah.
Runaway Railway. I have trouble saying it too.
Yeah, who said the sisters were popping on last week or whenever they were on? They're just like, I'm like, okay, how do you do that?
I don't remember which sister it was, but
now that I'm thinking of it, could you book the first Disneyland one outside of Disneyland later? Not like when Rise, but
I think so. You could
Web Slingers started.
Because I remember doing Web Slingers from the hotel.
I remember doing Web Slingers from the hotel too, and I wasn't on Disneyland property.
Yeah.
So
I remember that, but I in the beginning you had to be there. You had to be checked in.
I do because I do remember having to be in there for Rise because I got up ungodly early after being in park closed the night before.
Right.
We do crazy things, Breanna, for Disney. Crazy things.
And then I had to sit around all day. And then I drove to Seattle that night after I got done.
Oh, hell.
Actually, I didn't drive fully to Seattle. I ended up passing out. I ended up driving and I'm like, why am I so tired? Oh, yeah, because I was up at 4 a.m.
Story in my life, searching for the right.
So speaking of fireworks, we talked on our last show, we deep dived the Wondrous Journey fireworks show, which, they're saying they're going to, I'm just going to read this little description here because it's a little bit easier here. It says, each evening at Disneyland Park, Wondrous Journeys transforms Main Street, Sleeping Beauty Castle, the facade of It's a Small World, and Rivers of America into the artist's canvas with lighting effects, customized projections, and more. The nighttime spectacular by Disney Live Entertainment will take you on an epic adventure through 100 years of Walt Disney Animation Studio storytelling. On select nights, Wondrous Journeys takes to the skies with sparkling fireworks. On select nights, okay. Takes to the skies with sparkling fireworks. Check out the behind-the-scenes look at the recording session for the show. I want you to check that out. But that's interesting. I did not realize that it's not every night. They're not going to fireworks every night.
Probably wait till summer and then start night.
So you think it'd be Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Probably.
Yeah.
And then half of them will be canceled because of wind.
Right. Yeah. Well, they talked about drones, which I think would be so cool.
But drones also can't fly with heavy winds.
I was like, I don't know how. They're lower to the ground, so they might be able to withstand more wind than the fireworks. Just because of the fireworks, obviously, is a fire hazard with all of the neighboring
problem I see with drones. That I see with drones in a park like Disneyland is: have you ever seen the airfield where they put all the drones when they do a drone show?
Yeah.
Where would you put that there? There's no more room in Anaheim to have a field of. I mean, it's huge. It's
because drones are man armed.
Yeah, it's like football field size. That's how big these fields are. I've seen these shows where they use drones.
Don't they do computer
computer GPS?
They do it in Paris.
But still, I mean, I'm just saying.
They did them at Disney Springs for a little while. They had a small drone show.
I have a friend who's a drone engineer type person. We should talk to him about it.
But we're excited for Wondrous. We talked about it last time. We're all very excited. I'm excited how they're going to fit 100 years of. You're talking over 60 movies into a 25-minute fireworks show, or now just a production show. So it'll be interesting to see. So I hope they do it justice.
Crying.
Oh, for sure. And it's going to be Walt talking. And if they're not going to do the same thing they did with what was the one at Walt Disney World they just did or is doing now, Enchantment or whatever it is.
Enchantment.
Yeah.
Now they put Walt in it and it's better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Everything's better with Walt. Let's just be honest.
I mean, honestly, there are a lot of things. At One Man's Dream was honestly better with Roy in it too, though. It's just having those original voices for the original themes of the parks being present.
Yeah.
Roy Jr. walked through One Man's Dream and literally stopped in the middle of it and started sobbing because he heard his dad's voice.
Yeah, I sob. I'm not gonna lie. I sob when I hear Walt's voice. He's not even my dad. So I mean,
He's not even your dad.
Yeah.
I mean, like, he's all of our dads, though.
He
like,
is, basically.
He's Papa Walt.
Papa Walt. So Wondrous Journeys is going to be at Disneyland, and it says here it's going to be like I said, select nights, which we'll bet you probably Friday, Saturday, Sunday will be fireworks to start. Then, like Breanna said, they'll probably add it in after that for the fireworks in the summertime, springtime, summertime. It's every day. But let's talk about World of Color 1, which we didn't talk about last time. So this all-new nighttime spectacular at Disney's California Adventure Park celebrates a storytelling legacy started by Walt Disney, illustrating how a single action, like a drop of water, creates a ripple that can grow into a wave of change. This is the first Disneyland Resort nighttime spectacular to feature characters, music, and moments from Walt Disney Animation Studios, Pixar Animation Studios, the Avengers, and Star Wars in the same production. I'm here for this. I've never seen, and I've said this before, I've never seen World of Color.
I haven't either.
I cannot wait to see this. So, hi, Emma.
I was like, they even had it actually going on the day that I was there when it was raining, and I was like, oh, maybe there'll be less people, and there were still tons of people like standing around to watch. And it's just not a good showing area, and I was like, no.
It's just where they put you. It's just like they drop in the middle of the park, and you're like, you just deal with it, and it's a bitch to walk around, and when they're all sitting there waiting, and
they've got like the VIP and the lines and the dessert parties, and so it's like by the time you just want to walk up and watch it, like you can't, and it's too much.
I remember when Fantasmic, you had to run and get little tickets. You had to run and get the Fast Pass, the little tickets.
Yeah,
Well, pop her in. Let's say hi to her. Pop her in.
Hi.
Hi, Emma.
Hi, Emma.
She can't hear you, but you guys can hear her.
Hi, Emma.
Emma's got Holly. Here we go.
Holly the pupper.
All right. So, World of Color. I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
Breanna, Cole.
Yeah.
I'm not skipping you, Sam, but I know you haven't been out here to see World of Color, so that's why.
Yeah. I take no offense, but hopefully soon I'll be there.
You did earlier.
I take offense because you said you didn't care about my Imagineering feature, so it's like whatever, dude. But like World of Color, like I'll just listen to you guys talk, and it makes me happy. It's fine.
Yes, go ahead, Breanna. Hit us with that knowledge.
I mean, the only thing I was going to say that World of Color is also going to have its own virtual queue, which I know they've been doing for the regular show, quote unquote, call it the first World of Color. So this one will open up in the Disneyland app at noon, and I think you have to have entered the park at this point to be able to join that queue.
I skipped that part. I'm glad you brought that up. So you have to get virtual. This is virtual too?
Yeah. And then it says, if the virtual queue reaches capacity, please visit Paradise Bay viewing area 30 to 45 minutes before showtime to check in with a cast member for walk-up viewing options. Wherever that is. Paradise Bay viewing area.
Paradise Bay, yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, I've never watched this show.
Yeah.
So.
I'm looking forward to this one. And I do like the fact that it's featuring all four of the major things. So it's going to be really good. And that world, I'm on episode 6 right now of Imagineering Story, and they talked about World of Color, 800 fountains, and they can squirt 85 feet in the air and still be lit up. That's kind of cool. So, yeah. So, Cole, what do you think?
I'm excited for it. I am not like a huge World of Color like. I'd rather.
Have you seen it in person?
World of Color, like just like the water show.
Any of them?
Yeah.
You're ahead of us, so
you're ahead of us. Yeah.
I mean, it's awesome, but like I just happen to like what they do better at Disneyland.
Yeah.
And with their like projections and the shows and visually, I don't know. Like they're beautiful. It's not that they don't put a lot of work into it, and it's not that it's not very creative. It's just not my personal.
Right.
I would rather enjoy one of the parades at Disneyland or one of the projections at Disneyland.
All right.
But that's just me.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about what's next that we have in there. I think, Breanna, you want to hit on the food aspect?
Oh,
of
yes.
What we got going here?
Woohoo!
Oh, let me find it. There it is. Come back. All right. So there's quite a bit of food coming to Disneyland Park for the 100th. And I'll try to go through a bit of the few things. I don't know if you've got one. I just need to ask because I don't know if you guys have seen the caramel apple yet, but it looks like it's got like straight up glitter on it. And I really am wondering how this, I mean, I'm assuming it's just like sprinkles, but I'm like very curious on how these are going to taste.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 do not recommend tasting real glitter.
No.
No.
That's
I was like, I don't even like
good advice.
Glitter,
They
so.
had like an electrical parade brownie at Jolly Holiday.
I did get that.
And they had those sprinkles, and I would imagine there's some kind of like an edible glitter or an edible, I was thinking sprinkle, just
because it didn't taste like even like sprinkles. It was like it was just like baked
kind of like crystals, like sugar crystals.
Yeah.
That would think would be
brownie
okay.
was so freaking good. I loved that brownie.
Yeah, after your rave review, I had to go get one. So
my god, it was so good.
One of those brownies.
They are really good. That was a good brownie.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess first will be Alien Pizza Planet. They're gonna have a lemon tea cake, which is a lemon curd with lemon zest glaze. The Blue Bayou, it looks like you can get a champagne glass. I don't have a picture of it, but it does say coming soon, and there's a limit to 2 per person. And they're also going to have a pecan or however people say this, brownie with chocolate truffle mousse, red berries, and milk chocolate mousse glaze. But this does not start so it'll be the 27th. So that one will start on the first day. And then, like I said, there is the special platinum edition of the caramel apple with like this platinum bow, and we talked about the glitter, and then the mini cake pop will also have the little platinum bow. Some of my favorite treats I usually take home to family, so I'm excited about those. Galactic Grill is... go ahead.
So I just have a question, or to find out your guys' opinion. So you mentioned the pecan dessert and the lemon curd. Mm-hmm. Do you think that they're going off of more of a traditional from Walt's time? Because lemon curd and the pecan is very traditional for back when versus now. What do you guys think?
Honestly, I'm looking at this. There's a ton of lemon. There is also a lemon chiffon pie, classic lemon pie with graham cracker crust and a vanilla cream. And then another lemon tea cake. Is that the same thing? Okay, maybe it's the same lemon tea cake, just at different spots. So
I'm literally craving lemon cake right now.
I'm really hungry right now.
I literally need it in my life. So I wonder if that was
more of that lemon pie.
I don't remember what Walt's favorite dessert is. I think I knew it one time, and chili. I don't recall now.
Chili for dessert and for his meal.
Dessert for breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert, and his nightcap.
Yeah.
Well, no, his nightcap was a Scotch mist.
Yeah, there's 4 places serving this lemon tea cake, so I feel like there has to be something about this lemon tea
sentimental, cake, right? Either that or just lemons are in season. I don't know, but I feel like it has to have some kind of significance.
We're gonna have to look into this because now I need to know.
We need to know. We need answers.
We need answers, Disney. Why lemon?
Breanna, when you go, I need you to get these answers to say why so much lemon.
Okay.
And they probably will tell you.
There might be some people there that will know. Yeah.
Maybe lemons are cheap right now.
Yeah, I mean, dude, honestly, it's so funny. I've never been in a place that has so much citrus, and nurses will just be like, "This came from my tree," and we'll just bring it in, and here's some free oranges and free lemons, and I was like, "This stuff's expensive," and they're just shoving it at you.
The Midwest, because Breanna and I are both originally from the Midwest, and to go buy oranges and lemons, it is not cheap.
Yeah.
Oh no, down
I
in
used to like try to do like
one lemon
water.
is like $2.45 for one lemon.
I remember trying to buy lemons in college and just having to give up because it was too expensive. Like my like $5 an hour job was not supporting
I was cringing
in my budget.
I was cringing yesterday because I needed fresh lemon juice for something. I had to buy one lemon for it and squeeze like a fourth of the lemon's juice into it. And I was cringing because I was like, what am I going to do with the rest of this lemon? Like, obviously I'm going to use it, but only because I have to use it because lemons are expensive.
Not in SoCal, obviously.
What do y'all pay for lemons?
I don't buy lemons. So
I know. I don't generally buy lemons. So I honestly haven't
probably
looked.
Pay right now like 59 cents.
Are you freaking kidding me?
And I haven't bought. So my coworker has an amazing lemon tree, a Meyer.
Of course she does.
And then my other coworker has an orange tree that is like a plethora. So I probably haven't bought oranges or lemons for probably like 8 or 9 years because I always like have them. So I try to zest and like save her Meyers when I know that they're in season, and I try to like bake a lot with them. And then that way I have them. But yeah, so good.
Welcome to Extra Magic Hour, cooking hour.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Chris.
So good.
Yeah, I was saying, where's Chris? We need Chris right now, but it is 12:18 on the East Coast, so Chris is in bed because he gets up very early. I think he's working out of a food truck early in the morning. So, by the way, we're speaking of Chris Alardi from Disney Done Differently. If you haven't checked out his YouTube channel, do so. He has done a feature over Breanna and I.
Yes, he has.
So
me too.
Oh, he did the Monte Cristo for you, Shawn. He's been on the show a few times. He's a fantastic video. Okay. Literally, his first video was not the Monte Cristo. His first video was the one that he sent to us to see if we thought that he should create videos. And we said, yes, Chris, because we love you. So he's a friend of the show, Disney Done Differently on YouTube. But carry on.
Carry on. He also makes fun of Sam and I for saying pop instead of soda.
Yeah. Well, it is soda.
Nope. It is absolutely pop.
Really?
It is pop.
Yeah, it's pop.
Cole, break the tie.
Cole just shook her head because she
I mean, there is no tie. We've said pop.
Oh, that's right. So there is no tie.
I think like half of my family is pop and the other half is soda. And I always, as a kid, favor the word pop because I think that's so much more fun than soda. So I have to say pop, but it's a family thing because that's what they said. Yeah.
Basically, you lose yet again, Shawn.
It's all good.
Sorry.
It's funny though. You know, people will call soda or pop Coke. Most people just call, give me a Coke, and it could be it could be Dr.
Texas.
Pepper. It could be Pepsi.
I was like Texas and like Arkansas.
Texas, like super southern states are like, give me a Coke.
Yeah, I forget the first
one. What kind of Coke
like,
do you want?
Yeah, that was like they were like,
right?
Do you want a Coke? And I was like, sure. And they were like, what kind? And I was like, what do you mean, what kind? Coke.
I want a Coke. I want a regular Coke. I don't want a Diet Coke. No, right. Do you want like Pepsi, root beer, like Sierra Mist? No, I want a freaking Coca-Cola.
Right.
All right, continue on with
off the rails.
Or off the rails. All right, so we're getting a platinum. Is it trifle? Go trifle. So this is layers of chocolate cookie crumbs, cheesecake, cherry, more chocolate cookie mousse, and crunch pearls. I think there's a picture of this somewhere. Oh, it must be that. Yeah, that looks good too. And then we're getting an old-fashioned cream soda, which is Sprite, cherry, and blue cotton candy gourmet syrup, served frozen and topped with whipped cream and purple pixie dust. Damn. And a glow cube is available. I have not seen the glow cube.
That's not a cream soda.
You haven't seen the glow cubes?
I've seen glow cubes, but I don't know if it's like a... Oh, no, I have. It's a star one. There's a star glow cube for the 100. There it is. You guys can see it. But...
I'm pretty sure I have my glow... it looks like a Merkaba. Cute. Sorry, most people won't know what a Merkaba is, but like it looks like a Merkaba to me.
America.
And then, see, we got we got a little bit of savory food at Hungry Bear, which is a potato and cheddar cheeseburger, which is a hamburger with green chili, bacon cheddar sauce, and spicy crisp potato planks on a brioche bun.
Oh my gosh, it sounds like heaven in my mouth. I love spicy. Except for the one chip challenge.
Now.
It does sound good. I just had the spicy chicken sandwich from Hungry Bear, and it had like chopped up like jalapenos on it. It was good.
Oh, that sounds like a dream come true.
It was good. Because I was like, I get so anxious ordering sandwiches at like theme parks.
I get really mad if they don't have spicy on them. Like if you don't have sriracha or jalapenos, get away from me.
Especially on a chicken sandwich. Yeah.
Sriracha?
Yes. Oh, actually, you know what I've been doing? I've been doing chicken sandwiches at home, like crispy chicken sandwiches with Famous Dave's sweet and spicy pickle chips.
Nice.
Oh, so
Get
good.
those. Sorry, I'm off the rails again.
I had to look up, and I made
hungry.
my version of
I'm
like the
starving.
Popeyes sauce that they use on their chicken sandwich.
Oh, delish.
Good. You can also get that lemon pie at Hungry Bear, so more lemon. Jolly Holiday, you can get that lemon cake again, and the platinum trifle. And then they are having a Mr. Banks shortbread tart.
Bless you.
And this shortbread tart has caramel chocolate ganache and
Ganache.
purple colored white chocolate mousse, sea salt, edible silver stars, and crunchy pearls. So,
Raise your hand if you think that ganache is better than fondant.
oh yeah, 100%.
Except for
3,000%.
I don't know what the difference is.
Nicole and Breanna and Sam raised their hand, and Shawn said, I don't know what the difference is because he's Shawn.
Yep.
Fondant is on like the fancy cakes, usually like wedding cakes.
Right, but what's ganache? I know it.
Ganache is like
It's like the
Like a
rich,
mousse
fudgy
almost.
type.
Yeah,
mousse
fudge is like good. Yeah,
like on that brownie, on that.
Oh, okay.
it's what's on top of a cosmic brownie.
Okay,
So good.
so all four of us agree that.
Yes,
Okay.
we all
Okay.
Four out
agree.
of four.
All
Four out of
agree.
four agree. All right.
Four out of four hands that ganache is much better than fondant.
Fair enough. Congratulations.
Then at Refreshment Corner, you can get a violet pretzel, which is the cream cheese filled pretzel drizzled with salted vanilla cream and lavender sugar. Interesting. The
It
jalapeno
reminds
cheese
me
pretzel's
of
better.
the violet lemonade, like the
I'm so
violet
hungry.
lemonade.
And what's the? Yes. The violet
Mhm.
lemonade was so
I
good.
do like violet lemonade.
Oh, that's so
But
good.
the
So what's
lavender and calling it violet, I'm like,
I know.
Oh
what's the
yeah,
theme
they
here?
do.
What's the theme here?
Why?
And then we're
what's
getting-
the significance with the purple?
I know they've kind of just been using purple as one of the colors,
Because
like purple
everything
and
is platinum
platinum.
and purple. It's platinum.
No,
Everything is
Because
accented
of
with purple.
royal purple pigment. You get a figment.
Like I didn't know like if that was like another like significance with the 100, because like other than platinum and purple match,
I think that's it.
but like so does like the platinum and the royal like D23 blue. Like
Yeah.
that's a significant blue that matches.
That's fair.
Black would match, like red, like Snow White. Like I don't know. Like I just wasn't sure what the significance. And I
Well, black
feel
would be
like
great.
Yeah, I don't know if it's
I
just like because it's like the royal color, so they just kind of went with purple.
maybe.
Or
Yeah. Okay. So I feel you on that. I just feel like they always have a backstory and always have a reason, and it's always like pre-thought out. And like I just have some questions this time because I don't like the lavender color, the purple. And then like you just mentioned, like the pretzel, and there was something else that you mentioned. I'm like,
there's a lot of purple food.
Yeah,
Some purple churros coming up here.
Well, it makes sense. It makes sense because they really focused on the like lavender color flowers at Flower and Garden, so that made sense for the lavender lemonade. or the violet lemonade. That made sense because it was, Flower and Garden Festival, the flower colors that we were seeing around. But you're right. For the 100th, it's like, what was their reasoning behind that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And like Breanna said, there's like a lot of like lavender food, and she's about to talk about the churro.
So there's another drink too, Sprite with grape syrup to make it purple. Then it's literally.
I'm not a grape syrup fan. I'm not a grape fan.
I like grape. I think I'd like the Sprite. I don't know if I'd like the frozen one with the cotton candy and cherry. Although, I don't know, that one could be interesting. So the Disney 100 churro is cherry sugar drizzled with white icing and topped with purple and silver pearls, but the cherry sugar definitely looks purple in this photo, so I'm assuming it's going to be purple as well.
Oh, yeah.
And then they are having a, like the tumbler, and then this one doesn't look like the tumbler, it just looks like a straw cup. So a couple different cups to get. Oh, here it is. And then a Mickey Mouse sipper, and then the poison apple cup that a lot of people get, like, I don't know, like fruit in. I think some places serve it with drinks that pops up. This is a platinum and purple poison apple cup. There is a refillable popcorn bucket. That does not say what the price is on refills. The glow cube, which we talked about in the other drink. There is a little straw clip. And some pizza. What is this? Oh, for California Adventure. It is a French onion dip pizza.
Oh, that's
and more of the
amazing.
Lemon pie.
That doesn't sound bad, actually.
Wait, French onion dip.
French onion dip?
Yeah, it's mozzarella, Gruyere cheese, caramelized onion, roast beef, and served with like a side of like whatever you dip that in.
I love French onion dip.
Au jus.
Thank you. Yes.
I love au jus. I love Gruyere cheese. I love roast beef. Putting it on a pizza, I've never thought of, but I would 10 out of 10 give it a chance.
I mean, it looks good. Kind of see it.
Yeah, like, have you ever, like, the thing that is weird to me is, like,
it does look really good, Breanna.
Like, roast beef on a pizza is not, like, something
It is just like a slab of roast beef.
But,
like, it's just like...
I'm kind of here for it, though.
Exactly. Like, Shawn, like, high five.
Snacks.
Shawn and I are going to go have some roast beef pizza.
Let's go. I'm starving, just by the way. So
sorry, I know I'm really hungry too. I'm like,
my dinner's
I'm literally sitting here eating a bag full of seaweed because I'm not hungry. If I'm sitting here eating seaweed, that means I'm hungry.
I was gonna say I'd have to be real freaking hungry to eat seaweed. Clarabelle's is gonna have a Snickers sundae, which is butter pecan ice cream. See, there's a lot of pecans too.
Yeah, there's pecan again.
Chocolate shell, caramel sauce, whipped cream, chopped peanuts, and a Snicker bar pieces. So if it's half as good as that Snickers macaroon that they had.
Oh, that was so good. But you could only have like 1 or 2 bites of it. Oh
yeah, I saved mine. I ordered like the cheese plate from like the place right beside it, and it came in like a plastic container. So I stuck my macaron in it and carried it around and ate it throughout the day. But that thing was good. Flo's Cafe is having the lemon pie again. Hollywood Lounge is having a
more
platinum
lemon.
Blue, which is yes, more lemon, lots of lemon, pecans, and purple. So Hollywood Lounge has it's called Platinum Blue. It's got rum, blue curacao, Dole pineapple, and sour mix. And then an old-fashioned cream soda. Okay, so that's the same one. The old-fashioned cream soda with the cherry, blue cotton candy, and the whipped cream on top, which I'm assuming is this picture. That thing's interesting. Lamplight Lounge is going to have a Disney 100 cocktail with gin, pea flower, honey, lavender, lemon juice, with an edible flower. Even putting lemon in this.
I want like 3 of those, please.
Exactly.
It's pretty too. It's like
that sounds
a pretty blue,
layered and like.
Yeah, I want like. I'll take an order of 6 or 7.
We'll take a dozen.
We'll take a dozen, and the 3 of us
line them
share.
up.
And then we'll probably order another dozen. It's fine. Notice I said 3 of us because Shawn's not allowed to have the yummy drink.
Okay.
You don't get the drink. Pacific Wharf Cappuccino Cart will have the lemon tea cake. The Pacific Wharf Cafe will have the platinum trifle. Smoothies. I can't do it. Smoothies. I can't say it.
I know what you're talking about.
The milkshake place.
The smoothie place, yeah.
The smoothie place will have a Steamboat Willie shake, cookies and cream shake with whipped topping and chocolate cream-filled cookies. So Oreos. They are Oreos. Apparently don't have... They can say Snickers, but not Oreo, apparently.
Right?
Like... Oh my.
That's some weird branding issues, I bet.
I was like, I mean, I know they have like the deal with the Mars candies, so I guess that's probably why they can say Snickers, but they don't have a deal with Oreo. Or was that Nestle? I don't know who Oreo is owned by.
I think it's Nestle.
Sonoma Terrace will have Prickly Paloma, tequila, prickly pear, and grapefruit ginger beer.
Grapefruit beer and ginger beer is actually freaking amazing.
Is it good? I was like, I feel like it must be really tart.
I have to remember where in Epcot I've had it, but it's amazing. But the Paloma tequila, you had me at Paloma tequila.
So good.
Studio Catering has the cream soda. Grizzly Peak will have the 100 churro, the purple churro. And then more tumblers and cups all over the place. So probably every little stand will have a tumbler cup of some sort. And then at the Grand Californian, they will have Walt's chili in a bread bowl and a Disney 100
in
Rice
a
Krispie
bread
treat.
bowl.
It is in a bread bowl. Disneyland loves their bread bowls, and honestly, it's been so cold here lately. I'm here for it.
Like, honestly, like, I've not seen a Disney bread bowl in person.
And butter or something. Like, I feel like they need to.
That's going to be very
oyster crackers.
Yeah.
Oyster crackers.
I was like, I like a good, like, soupy soup to eat in a bread bowl to, like, absorb into the bread.
Mm-hmm.
French onion.
And I'm kind of disappointed in that cream soda garbage. Like,
if
they say an old-fashioned cream soda, that's not an old-fashioned cream soda.
Yeah,
it seems like they're more so trying to compare to the butterbeer for Universal.
It could be. I feel like it's probably going to be like a big drink that all the kids are going to want. It's going to cost $9 and
yeah, $25 if you want a cup.
Yeah,
sounds like sugar in a cup. That's what it sounds.
It literally does.
Sounds like diabetes.
Diabetes. You just have to have like your tester with you, like right.
Like let me just test my blood sugar right now.
Right.
Oh no, I'm too high.
Just watch it.
Give me some
watch
peanut
it
butter.
go up. Yeah.
All right, and I think that is all for the parks. There's a few things at Downtown Disney as well, but we've talked a lot of food, so
we have. But I mean, now, thank you so much for making me completely starving. Now I appreciate that.
I know. Right?
I'm like really hungry too. Like I honestly was so tired a few minutes ago that I was like, I'll probably just go to bed. And now I have to find food.
Exactly, Breanna, and it's 11:36 here, and I'm like, well, crap.
So
now I need to go. Find
everybody's
something.
like must-have try.
There's no like savory food, which saddens me. I mean, there is. We talked about the pizza, which is kind of hit or miss for me.
Honestly, the pizza is probably my number one go-to.
That trifle sounds good. I'm not a huge lemon person, so it's honestly not a whole lot.
You better start.
I know. I was like, honestly, as I'm going through all this,
Breanna.
Yeah, so the trifle, I think.
I'm gonna go with the pizza, the French dip pizza.
And I gotta try a churro. We tried the God, what was
Pumpkin
it? What did we try?
spice.
The pumpkin. Oh, God,
That one's so good.
Yeah.
I know. The other day I wanted a churro and I was like, man, but I can't get a pumpkin spice. And same with the beignets. I was like, oh, beignets, and I was like, but they're not pumpkin spice.
Yeah, my Dutch Bros is the same way. I
fine.
can't get pumpkin spice freaking chais anymore. It's a bunch of
But
crap.
you know that you can like order syrup that is pumpkin spice and make it yourself at home, right? Because I do all the time.
Yeah, I guess.
I made a pumpkin spice latte this morning.
Nice.
Cole, what are you looking forward to?
I think the pizza, the cocktail at Lamplight.
That Lamplight
and
one.
I still try that little lemon something. Is it the lemon tea cake? I think I'm kind of in it.
Well, there's plenty of plaplaces you can get it. It sounds
yeah, I was like, you can get that tea cake.
Like
it is
all
cute.
over
It's
the
got like
freaking
a
park.
little thing on top.
I
don't know if it's white chocolate or what.
Looks like a pound cake.
I mean, it's probably good. It's probably like airy and fluffy. And
yeah.
So we have 2 more stories still. Sam, what's your story?
I wanted to talk about some meet and greets that we're getting back at Walt Disney World that people have been missing. Some of the best meet and greets that have honestly been part of my experiences at visiting Walt Disney World. Ariel's grotto is coming back, so you'll be able to visit Ariel in her grotto outside the Voyage of the Little Mermaid. Super cute meet and greet. My daughter absolutely loves it. So that's coming back. And Enchanted Tales with Belle, where it's literally like a stage show and you get to be part of the stage show if they pick you. It's super interactive. So some pretty cool meet and greets that we have coming back that people actually have been longing for.
I've always wanted to see that
ride
Belle show.
The aerial ride in Walt Disney World, like the facade, like outside and with the meet and greet, like they nailed that. Like it is so good. Like our aerial, like is nothing compared. Like the outside is nothing even compares to how beautiful and just like they immerse you from the get-go.
They do.
Yeah.
And it even
So
smells like you're going into like an underwater cave.
Yes.
But not in a bad way. Like in a...
No, it gets you excited.
Yeah, it does. In like a sea, like sea salt kind of way. And Ariel is just so playful. I posted in our Walt's Apartment Behind the Lamp group yesterday some grotto pics of my daughter who absolutely loves every time she gets to see Ariel. But I avoided posting the pictures of Ariel and I in the grotto because she is super playful. Like she will like play with your hair and stuff, and it's super sweet, super cute. Like she's amazing. Ariel in the grotto is different than Ariel you're gonna get literally anywhere else at Walt Disney World, especially because like she's got her fins and not her legs like she does all of the rest of the meet and greets. But
yeah. Mm-hmm. When we were on the cruise, she had like her legs, right? But yeah, it was the weirdest thing because she would like take your hair and, say that you clearly you didn't have your dingle hopper today, and just like her little chipper self, and she kind of talks fast almost, and so it takes you off guard, but she's so good. So good.
They're so precious. But yeah, so the Ariel's Grotto is opening back up for meet and greets, and Enchanted Tales with Belle, which is very immersive, very interactive. You get selected to play certain roles in the kind of stage show. So definitely be there, be present. And if you haven't experienced it, it's definitely worth experiencing. It's kind of a fun time.
Good stuff.
Perfect. And then Miss Nicole, what would you like to talk about? Archives, right?
Yeah, so I'm kind of excited. So the Disney 100 exhibit, they are busting out more than 250 crown jewels of like rare scene, original artwork, artifacts, costumes, props, and other like memorabilia. But the like main attraction for Miss Coalface over here is they're going to have Mary Poppins horse. So that's very exciting. But this exhibit does open on February 18th at the Franklin Institute. So super, super exciting. They're going to have all kinds of things. I feel like the entrance fee is pretty good. It's like $25. They'll have like exclusive for this exhibit. They'll have like special behind the scene glimpses of things, of like creations from the company and the most popular characters. They'll have films, they'll have shows, they'll have things from the attractions. Excuse me, from Disney to Walt Disney and beyond. So although it will have like a focus of like Disneyland, or Disney as a company, they'll also touch base on Walt Disney and some of the others. So that's super fun. And then they'll have 10 magnificent. So let's just like get that in there. But they'll have 10 featured themed galleries. So those will have different like interactive installations, and they'll have like background information. And so it sounds like it will also be like very interactive, which is super exciting. And then they talk about like celebrating classics like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And then they'll also have, which I think we talked about, like how we would like to see like an all-inclusive, like some of the sister companies like Pixar, Star Wars, Marvel, National Geographic, and they will have some information on that. So I'm here for it. I'm excited.
That sounds cool.
It really does. And I think that they're doing a great interactive job to really bring in the kids and get them, get them involved as well. It's not just so much like Disney adults. Yeah. So I think that will be great. And I had one other thing to say, and I apologize, I don't recall now.
I know somebody, while you're looking it up, from our group on our Instagram page started following like today or yesterday the Franklin that display. And that's
awesome.
Yeah, and it's gonna be cool. I know when we were at D23, this was one of the it was one of the panels. They could talk about everything coming up with that and all the stuff.
Yes.
Parks related, everything else. A lot of parks related stuff at like the archives. When the three of us were there, we saw the archives, like we saw the horse, but then like to see like the stuff from the parks, like the,
oh my gosh, so great
mansion stuff, But
yes, so it's definitely a lot more expensive than I had originally thought. So I think I quoted $25. So I apologize, but that's for like an evening, like a Thursday through Saturday, 5 to 8 p.m. is the $25, but it's looking like it's more so like a weekday is like $45, and then there is a $61 for like a flex time. So like essentially you can go, whenever. But you know what? Let's break it down. I mean, it's expensive and it's a lot of money to even just employ people and to put these events on. And with everything else that has increased, like I understand them having to kind of charge and go for some of the, have the prices that they have.
For sure.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I'm looking. I
not
think
just like
cool.
I don't think 40 is bad at all. Like
no,
60 gets a little rough, but if you can pick a time on other prices, like. So
yeah, for sure.
Where is this?
I think this is the one that was Philadelphia, right?
I think that sounds right.
Yeah. Let me see.
The Franklin group or whatever it is. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And it was funny because at first when I started looking at it, I was like not putting the two and two together when I was doing some research. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm kind of embarrassed for myself right now that this is actually something that they talked about. And I guess I just didn't know the name. I just kept thinking like Philadelphia. So it's on Benjamin Franklin Parkway in Philadelphia. And it's off of Center City, Philadelphia.
Nice. Well, that'd be cool.
So I wish I could go. I think it would be fun. Like they're really gonna dive in and talk some good stuff. And I don't know why did they choose Philadelphia?
I don't know. Because they have something on the East Coast, maybe?
I know we got a lot of whys.
Yeah.
I know.
Why do you make your decisions?
Barry can go?
Exactly.
Yeah.
All I was thinking was West Philadelphia, born and raised.
Yeah, that's why.
Well, yeah, and maybe they're just like, kind of spacing it out over. Like, but I do know that we have some museums that could support it. Sorry, I have the yawns like super bad. But hey, if they want to host it in Philadelphia, more power to them, and I think it's great. But I really like what they have going for them, and I like the interaction that they're going to have. So I'll be excited to see as it kind of evolves and we actually get some footage of it, because that's fun stuff.
For sure. That'll be cool. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you all for bringing your stories and sharing your stuff.
I'm excited for the food, Breanna.
Wake up, Sam. It's Imagineering feature time. This is the highlight of the show. We've been waiting for this for the past 40 minutes. It is time. It is time. So
where's the drum roll, Shawn?
We're gonna take a 2-minute break to hear about. Look at all of you yawning.
I was like, I started a fake yawn and it turned into a real yawn, so that's how that's going.
Sam is like this. Cole's
us being at 7:30, moving the live back an hour is going to be interesting.
Well,
we'd still be done by this point, so
I'm gonna close my eyes.
I think when we move the show, we'll be forced to be done by a certain time. Oh my God. Okay, so we're gonna listen and hear about our
guys. Get it, girl, get it.
We're gonna hear about our sponsor getaway today, but make sure you check out Designer Park Co. for all your Disney or your travel bag need. And what's the word? Backpack?
Park bag needs.
I ask this every time.
Disney
your park bag. Your park bag needs. Discore apparel. Make sure you
bag. It's beautiful.
Let's hear about Getaway today. And then right after Getaway today, we're going to listen about the Imagineering feature. It's going to be the best thing that we've.
Yeah.
And we'll wrap up the show, and then we'll go on from there. So let's hear about Getaway today.
Well, hello, and welcome to Let's Get to Know Our Sponsor. Getaway Today has been helping Disney vacation dreams come true since 1990. Whether you choose to visit the happiest place on earth or travel to Orlando and beyond, they want to help you. Need to know the best hotel in the area? What theme park ticket should you buy? Have a last-minute change? No worries. Their travel experts are always here to help. Want to book a cruise and don't know where to start? Hey, they can help with that too. They will help you find the perfect cruise for your vacation, whether it is your first time or you're a well-seasoned cruiser. When you book your cruise with one of the Getaway Today's experts, you will have a dedicated agent to help you every step of the way. They take care of the details so you can have the most fun. Getaway Today has layaway, peace of mind travel, allowing you to cancel or make changes up to 72 hours in advance. You will always have the most up-to-date vacation information, both pre-arrival and upon your welcome. Getaway Today will guarantee the best prices with no hidden fees. And every time you book through Getaway Today, they will donate a portion back to a charitable organization in your area. And so far, over $4.5 million has been donated. So click the link in our show notes to start your Disney vacation planning for more information and the best deals. Tell them Walt's Apartment sent you. And until next time, enjoy the view from Walt's Apartment.
Yeah, so the Imagineer that we're going to talk about today is actually Fred Joerger, who was the 3D designer. I would say the most notable 3D designer, because obviously there have been others. But Raleigh Crump spoke very highly about Fred Joerger. A lot of the original Imagineers did. But Raleigh Crump said he was such an unassuming, quiet gentleman that you didn't realize his importance until you kind of dug into it a little bit. Joerger never really talked about himself. He didn't kind of self-promote. So I feel like a lot of people don't really know about how important he was to so many of the early on projects and even some of the later ones. He was the guy who, they gave him an artist's drawings of an interior set or building, and he had to look at them, interpret them into models, and make sure that they could be converted to real life. So he said, it's easy to make the Haunted Mansion look good on paper, but if you don't get it into 3 dimensions first, you're probably going to end up with a disaster. So it was his job to create the model to avert disaster. He had a degree in fine arts from the University of Illinois. His first job was freelance building a model of an apartment house for Tucson. But then he was picked up by Warner Brothers because he had a friend who worked there, and he worked for quite some time on a lot of the golden era films that Warner Brothers had. Then in 1953, Walt recruited him. He recruited Joerger to actually come craft the scenics and decorative backgrounds for Project Little Man. Project Little Man was, of course, the first step toward creating audio animatronics technology, so he had his hand in that. He built miniature sets and props for 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, including the intricate models of the submarine Nautilus. He created models of the planned attractions for Disneyland. There wasn't actually a model shop that had been established for Walt Disney Studios in 1954. So they kind of stuck him in this tiny little railroad boxcar that was actually a machinist's workroom. So it was loud and dusty, and his work wasn't necessarily loud or dusty. So they kind of shoved him as far away from that as they could. And he was right there on Buena Vista Street in the parking lot in a converted railroad boxcar working alongside the machinist. And actually, Walt used to love to go in there and just hang out with Fred. So I thought that I think that's pretty cool. He had very high expectations, obviously, for all of his staff, but the exactitude and work ethic that Fred Joerger had were exactly what Walt Disney wanted and expected from his employees, and they were qualities that Walt demanded in himself. So he definitely found a companion that, had this balanced energy with him in Fred Joerger. The first model that Joerger recalled building in the model shop was the Mark Twain riverboat. And he was often building several miniatures at once. He devoted painstaking attention to detail on every single one, though. His knowledge of architecture combined with his skills in construction frequently enabled him to kind of ditch the blueprints and come up with a finished model because his eye for detail was incredibly impeccable. He was responsible for assuring that the shows and attractions achieved the creative goals designed by WED designers and art directors. So they had these goals and standards that were expected for all of their projects, and he was kind of the one who went around making sure that things were being met in that way. Fred was called the master of the model shop by the likes of Raleigh Crump. There were some tricky things that he did have to go through, though, that I actually in particular like this story. So he was sent to look at the unfinished castle, and there were tons of feral cats. And he looked down, and all of a sudden, his khaki pants were no longer khaki. He was completely covered in fleas. He had to take his pants off right there in the middle of the construction of the castle and walk to the costume shop to get the pants that he would be able to go home in because there were so many fleas on property. I thought that was a pretty funny story. He was kind of like the resident rock expert. If there was an attraction with rocks, Fred Joerger probably had his hand in it. Some of the highlights were the caverns and submarine voyage, the caves and rocks on Tom Sawyer Island, and the rock cliffs and ruined temples for Jungle Cruise, and a lot of the grotto type area for Pirates of the Caribbean. Joerger designed and constructed almost all of the rockwork in Florida as well for the 1971 opening, including the atrium waterfall that is at Disney's Polynesian Resort. And he did a lot of work on Big Thunder Mountain Railroad as well. After that, he was kind of called to come back and work on Epcot and even Tokyo Disneyland. Unfortunately, he passed away to Alzheimer's disease in August of 2005. But the results of his work and his effort is just that, like, his particular type of genius was incomparable in contribution to Disney. He is so understated and often overlooked, but really he had his hand in so much of the beginning stages. He took it from paper and had to be that middle step to creating it a reality. He had to take it and look at it and be like, these are the mechanics that we need to figure out to be able to make this come to life. So he had an incredibly important job. We think it's like, oh, it's sketched and then we can just build it. There are so many in-between steps, and Fred Joerger played a huge role in that. He was loved by Walt. He was loved by everyone in the company. He was a quiet man, but man, he like showed up. There was even a time when like Walt was like making him fly back and forth to Disneyland every single day. And he showed up and he didn't complain. And then he got there really early one day and Walt asked him, why are you here so early? And he was like, because driving is faster than flying every day. And after that, he just kind of started driving. So he did what Walt asked, but he found joy in every opportunity to create. He was meticulous. He had an eye for detail, and he was a big part of the Disney magic. But Disney magic also was not lost on him. So literally the day before Disneyland was opening, he went in and he saw an area where things were literally just being dumped. It was like the place they were using for trash. And he was like, holy crap, how are they going to get this ready by tomorrow? How are they going to get this ready by tomorrow? That looks awful. Walked in the next morning and there was an entire garden there. Nothing out of place. Everything looked beautiful. And so he was still like into the Disney magic too, because that blew him away. That, wow, this company can really do this. These Imagineers can really do this. So I love when the magic's also not lost on Imagineers. And that was a fun story for me to learn about Fred Joerger as well. So that's what I've got for today for my Imagineering feature, which Shawn absolutely loves.
Oh my God, Sam, thank you for that. That was so amazing. The information you gave us
so good. I
was
learned
epic.
We love it.
Thank you, Sam. So good. We so appreciate the effort you put in.
Best,
Sam.
Thank you.
So good. Thank you, Sam.
Always my pleasure.
You crushed it. So good.
Crying because she did so great.
Yeah, it was so good. I mean, the thought put into that and the information that was given. Boom! It happened. Everybody wake up. But that brings us to the end of the extra magic hour and a half. Well, it's an hour and a half for us because we spent 20 minutes before, trying to actually start the show. But
each other, we were hanging out.
Yeah, this is why we decided to switch the shows around. So we're up till 11 o'clock at night. Of course, it's a midnight for Sam. But Sam, Breanna, Nicole, thank you guys so much. I appreciate all you guys do. All of it, all the shows. Check out all the shows. We have Main Street Views, Extra Magic Hour, Marvel Tribe, Walt's Apartment Live. Join us to be a Patreon if you're not a Patreon yet. We have a lot of fun things going on there. So from all of us here, anyone else have anything to say?
That's it.
All right.
We hope you experience a little extra magic from our extra magic hour.
Oh, look at her.
Damn, that was a good mic drop.
Doosh.